We're talking to UTC assistant head coach, offensive line coach Kevin Revis, and he is the man that for the last year really molded McClendon Curtis, the Raiders' new interior offensive lineman at guard. And coach, I really appreciate you taking the time with us. I want to ask you a few questions. I'm going to tell you some things I'm hearing from scouts and inside the Raiders of what they liked. I'd like to get your perspective since you obviously work so close. But first of all, is his want to. A lot of guys his size just like to overpower people, but they don't understand at this level of the NFL, you're not overpowering anybody. Technique's the name of the game. And I'm told he has a strong want to and is extremely teachable. Is that accurate in your opinion?
Extremely coachable. And that really showed to me I came in and coached him his last year, and he was already, he started for 3 years. He really coasted his last year. I thought I was really going to have to come in and earn his respect, just being a new O-line coach and younger guy and everything. But from the moment I got there, he was taking in everything I was telling him and wanted to get better. So, I mean, that outside of what everybody told me about him, just like you guys are hearing now about him, people were telling you about him. I saw it firsthand the first day I coached him. Not to say he still has a lot of things to work on. It's when your athletic potential is that great, there's so many things that he can do to continue to get better, and things that he got away with early in his career just because he was big and powerful. And he really took that seriously and personally, and that's what's going to help him at the next level. Is he didn't just rely on that, especially later in his career.
Mm. Coach, another thing that I've heard about him that I found really interesting is that I'm told he has a super high football IQ. He's a student of the game. He'll watch the film, he'll put in the extra work to learn the things. Can you tell us about that side of him, please?
Yeah, he's up there. During the season, I suggest to them that they come up, and it's not really just a suggestion. They got to do it if they want to play. But Kurt is the guy that McClendon's making sure those young guys are up there too, and he's up there extra every day, making sure everybody else gets up there. So there's a lot of accountability and ownership in that. I mean, he's up there for, you know, I tell him I want him up there for 15, 20 minutes a day, and I give him a sheet to fill out with different, just to kind of guide their film study. And he's a guy that's up there for, at least twice that amount of time, getting things ready to go and making sure everybody else does. So it's not even just him, and that's something he's worked really hard at.
Coach, now that the Raiders have him, I'm curious. A lot of people, there was a lot of interest in the NFL around him, as you could tell with I know it isn't a lot of money, but the Raiders did pay a lot for a UDFA to get the deal that they gave him financially. So when scouts said to you, "Hey, coach, what do you think of him?" What did you tell them?
I mean, I told him first off, I was like, you can see it. Like I told him, anything you find out from this point forward, because you've already watched the film, you see the things that he needs to work on. That part is very clear. I told him anything else you find out about the kid from anybody you talk to around town is going to be nothing but great things. You're going to like him more and more. And that's the part where I think now he's really going to shine, and his position coach is going to absolutely love him, because it's not just that he's a nice guy. He is also a really hard worker, but just the attitude he brings every single day, the positive energy that he brings to the table every day, like those things are going to be absolutely unbelievable. I mean, he's just a great dude. I told the scouts first off that I have a 1-year-old son, and I hope my son's half the man he is. And then I told him I've got a 3-year-old daughter, and she ain't anytime soon, but when she does, at that point in her life, I hope it's somebody like him. So I mean, as a father, I didn't know a bigger compliment I could pay, and that's how I feel about the kid. That's how we all feel about him. You won't find a person in Chattanooga that'll say a bad word about him.